Into another episode of Fantasy Shot Callers Live. I'm your host, Chef Dunna, along with my main man, the JT Dynasty Don. How we doing? How we feeling? How we living today?
I'm trying to figure out who's more thirsty, my kitten that's in heat or Devon Achan owners with him coming off the fucking IR. Dude, it fucking sucks. She's like putting her asshole in, like she goes by and normally she just like goes down and like is like pet me. Now she just like she scrunches her back up and sticks her asshole in the air. I'm like, no.
Well, assholes are being stuck up in the air, especially for Devon Achan. And his
They're not being stuck.
fantasy
They're not
his
being stuck
fantasy
up for our
managers. Do you think he comes back the same?
Achan?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he looked damn good, but also like he's playing there. I think they were playing a little bit of a weaker schedule, and some of those teams kind of got, we kind of see now that they were just shitty run defenses.
Mm-hmm.
He comes back against the Raiders. The Raiders beat up on both New York teams. So I think that, that's a plus matchup. The Jets, I don't think that's a plus matchup, but the Jets defense, if they're vulnerable to anything, they have been kind of vulnerable to the run.
Yeah.
Then he has Washington, Tennessee, Jets again,
See,
Dallas,
the thing
and
about the
then
Jets, like
Baltimore.
they're susceptible to runs, but they're not susceptible to those 80-yard touchdown runs, right?
Sure.
Pacheco had a pretty long touchdown run against them in week, I think 4 when they played or whenever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
But he's a different runner, angry runner.
exactly. So, Achan is the epitome of boom or bust. He's just boomed until he got injured. And it's all about the home run ball for him. Like there's no steady carries. If you look at his carries, they're under 10 or right around 10 for every start he's had. So, the volume isn't there. He's just making the most with the opportunity. But you got to remember, Raheem Mostert is still there. And and they're still going to feed him the ball. So
it's an interesting situation. It's one of those things where it's like you kind of have to play him no matter what.
Yeah. No.
Like if you have him, you're not going to bench him. But the 3 games that he exploded against Denver on 41% snap share, he went off for 51 points. I think we can all say that Denver game's now an anomaly, considering that their defense is playing much better now.
Yeah.
Then he had Buffalo, who we've kind of seen has been exposed that they can't really stop the run. I think that might have been the game that Milano snapped his knee. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. Actually, no, I think that happened later. But still, Buffalo, not a good run defense this year. And he got 60% of the snap share there, went off for 27. And then he had the Giants. And, the Giants just aren't a good defense right now. They can only stop Tony Pollard.
Which so
it's just kind of like one of those buyer bewares here, where it's like you're gonna see guys pay up for him, and I don't know if he's exactly someone I'm looking to pay up for. It would like, do you think like conceivably someone would have to trade like a Puka for him? Like I don't think I would trade Puka for him
for Achan.
Yeah, especially in like a PPR format, I wouldn't probably trade a Puka for him. Hell, in redraft, I might even say I'd rather have Mike Evans than Achan to close it out. So it's kind of one of those hype that he's just, the waiver wire is so barren right now. Like you're going after Ty Chandler.
Yeah.
So Achan just, it's kind of like there's no one to buy right now. So that's why he's going to be that, he's the entree right now where everybody wants him. But man, I'm not saying that I want to bet against him, but Jesus Christ, this guy, he averaged 11 yards a carry, 12 yards a carry, and 13 yards a carry. Like those aren't sustainable numbers in the NFL.
Wait, they're not?
I mean, maybe against the Raiders. I'd expect a big game, but he doesn't have the best. The Jets. I'm look. I'm not benching running backs against the Jets right now. I mean,
Mhm.
shit. That defense is about to go on strike with one more bad Zach Wilson performance. Yeah,
I mean,
rip.
do we want to get into all that? Because like that'll be the whole
I
episode.
mean, how much Zach Wilson sucks? The end. He sucks.
Well, yeah, and
I
Nathaniel
don't know
Hackett
any other
offensive line.
quarterback in the league that can go 37 straight fucking possessions without a touchdown and still has his job. Like, fuck it. I don't know, just fucking wildcat it at this point. I don't know.
Have
Fucking,
Randall Cobb play quarterback.
fucking throw Hackett out there. I'm sure he could play quarterback better than fucking Zach fucking Will. He's terrible.
Yeah.
He's fucking. He'll make one good throw a game, and everybody will be like, "Oh, well, if he could only." He can't. He can't fucking do it.
Mhm.
Although I will give him credit on the Hail Mary. That shit did hit Garrett Wilson right in the fucking chest.
Dude. A couple of them hit Garrett Wilson right in the fucking chest.
Yeah, I mean, he did. That was the combine throw. That's what I found hilarious that nobody was fucking saying. It
Mhm.
finally came to fruition. He did the combine throw in a game. That was a crazy fucking throw
Mhm.
because he had Crosby on him. He's rolling left, which as a right-handed quarterback, that's hard enough to do as is. Not many guys can do that.
Mhm.
And then he flips his shoulders and his hips and just flicks the ball fucking 45 yards into the end zone.
Just flicks it.
Actually fucking throws an accurate catchable ball and it fucking I think Garrett Wilson was just shocked. He's like, this motherfucker ain't gonna get me the ball. Oh shit. He's looking at the flight path. He's like, oh shit, oh shit.
It's so funny because like they're so afraid to go the long ball with him because of his accuracy, but every single time they have a Hail Mary, it hits a Jets player in the hands.
The Jets should just run Hail Mary every
I
fucking
I
play.
think it would work.
Yeah, I mean, it worked for
They should
Russell
call it
Wilson against the fucking
they
Bills.
they should audible it the Devon Achan.
Yeah, just throw it down the fuck it, huck it.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, what's the worst that happens? It works as a throwing punt. That's gonna happen
Mhm.
anyway. We're gonna
Yeah,
fucking punt the
exactly.
ball anyway. Give our defense more opportunities to fucking score.
Yeah, for for real. Uh, let's move forward to the newest segment to come to Fantasy Shot Callers Live. It is the Arthur Smith segment. This is a segment where we talk about starts and sits that were bad. So I will start off and say I started Trevor Lawrence instead of Josh Dobbs this week. And I was very close to starting Josh Dobbs, and it would have won me the week. But instead, I pulled an Arthur Smith and started Trevor Lawrence.
I think mine's not exactly an Arthur's. Well, kind of. It's probably on par with Arthur. I picked up Trenton Irwin off waivers and forgot to start him. And who the fuck did I start
I
instead
mean,
of
that's an
it?
Arthur Smith. That's pretty much an Arthur Smith
It's
because
gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt my feelings when I look at who I started instead. I think I started Taysom Hill instead of which fucking sucked because it looked like Taysom Hill was gonna have a big day. And then fucking Derek Carr decides to fucking go full Deshaun Watson. Gets knocked out of the game, and then you hear over the telecast, they're like, "Oh yeah, the problem with Derek Carr going out and Jameis Winston coming in now is that it kills all the Taysom Hill packages because now they can't risk him getting hurt because if Jameis gets hurt, then Taysom's going in at quarterback." And it's just like, well, fuck it, he sucks anyway at quarterback. Just fucking leave him out there.
yeah, exactly.
That motherfucker sucks anyway. You're done. If he's your quarterback, you lost, so you may as well
Mhm.
just use him at. He's actually hasn't been a bad tight end.
No.
He's a pretty athletic dude. Gotta
Mhm.
give him credit. Even though I don't believe in his religion, but whatever.
Yeah. Let's see. I have another one. The goose egg himself, Jahan Dotson. I started him over. Let's see, who was it? Who was it? Who the fuck was it? I mean, I guess it's not so much an Arthur Smith, but I started him over Rondale Moore, which 9 points would have got me the win.
Sad.
Yeah.
You see, someone just posted in a chat, Arthur Smith is giving Bijan reps at long snapper this week.
And Fluffer.
Yeah, fucking. They at least did give him the ball. I think he scored a touchdown this week. I mean,
He did.
so yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand how Ken Dorsey gets fired this week. Well, I do because I called it, but little minor victory lap there because somebody was telling you guys last year the Bills should fire McDermott and hire Sean Payton, but who listens to me? But yeah, no, it's flabbergasting, man. And it was funny because you watch Ritter come in. What's the first thing he does? Looks to target Drake London.
Mm-hmm.
And then Arthur Smith's like, no, we're done doing that. Let's run a stupid fucking fourth and 1. Do I try to QB sneak with Desmond Ritter's fucking stumbling, bumbling ass, or do I hand it off to the number 8 overall pick, Bijan Robinson?
Give it to Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't actually. Hell, QB sneaking it with Jonnu would have been better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's up,
It's
Albert?
crazy.
How we doing? How we feeling? How we living? My guy.
I'm fairly positive that nearly every tight end from any noteworthy rookie tight end has moved ahead of Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. Even Luke Musgrave, I'd say.
I mean, it's hard to argue otherwise.
Yeah.
It's not Musgrave. Musgrave kind of has a Pitts situation because he's wide open on nearly every play. It's just Jordan Love can't fucking hit him. He was wide open on that last play against the Steelers. And I thought I was about to get hurt by that.
Yeah, the Steelers. Yeah.
That was fucking, I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah. How are the Packers winning games?
They did it.
How are Packers not winning games?
They suck.
Yes,
Jordan Love sucks, like I tried to tell everybody.
No, you didn't.
I hope everybody goes back to that "What's in the Box" episode so and they could see
What's
we're
in
both
the
like,
box?
so Jordan Love. No love. Baby, don't hurt me. Jordan Love can't hurt me.
No more?
Nope. You know who can? CJ fucking Stroud.
Oh, baby.
Jesus Christ. Is he going to be the startup 101 in Dynasty next year? He's definitely in the top 7 right now.
Over Mahomes? Or not over Mahomes.
At the 101?
Over Hurts?
Is he the 101 next year, Stroud?
Yeah.
Not yet, but he's definitely in the top 7 right now in like a Dynasty Superflex setting. I mean, you could probably make the argument 105. He's probably in there right now. You're arguing him over J. Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I definitely probably take him over. He's definitely like in that second. Like, I would say Hurts is still my 101. I know that's not popular opinion, and then Mahomes is 102. Josh Allen has to be 103, and I guess Stroud's next, man. I don't know what quarterback you're taking over. Maybe Lamar. I don't know how.
Burrow?
Well, pending the T. Higgins situation there, I'm interested to see what Cincinnati does. If Cincinnati pays up to keep its core, that I'm more inclined to go Burrow over him. But right now it's hard to argue against Stroud, man. He doesn't even have a bona fide number 1 receiver yet.
Yeah. And he won that game without Nico Collins.
Yeah, he did. I mean, also Noah Brown went fucking juggernaut on that one play, which was I was like, holy shit. Maybe the Cowboys kept the wrong receiver. They should have let Michael Gallup go and kept Noah Brown.
Yeah, right. I mean, Noah Brown did have some good games last year too.
Yeah, he did well with Cooper Rush.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's a pretty good receiver. He's just slow. I think that's the one thing that kind of. I guess. Oh, I mean, is it Stroud or Herbert? I think I go Stroud over Herbert right now,
Hmm.
just because I don't like Herbert's aging core. Although we did see Quentin Johnson signs this week, so
Some, little bit.
yeah. I think he caught a touchdown, right?
I think so. Let's see. Um,
But that trade that I caught so much flack for, I don't hear anyone complaining about it now.
what?
I sent Stroud, Jefferson. I think it was like the second week after his injury, and projected 205 for Mahomes and CD,
Mhm.
and everybody lost their shit.
Yeah.
Now I just wish I kept Stroud.
Yeah, it's
Rams.
probably. Yeah, so moving on to the Rams offense, they're coming off a bye week. Matt Stafford is deemed healthy now, did
Mhm.
practice.
Yep.
Is Kyron Williams coming back this week?
No, I think it's next week.
Next week. So one more week of Daryl Henderson. And what is our outlook on Puka and Cooper Cup now that
I,
Stafford's back?
they're all buys to me. I think
Mhm.
they are going to finish strong. They're my sleeper team to make the playoffs. So I think that's kind
Okay.
of a fun thing to go about. It's one of the few offenses that you can buy right now without like having to take a loss on the
Mhm.
trade. Like, if you're trying to buy any part of the Dallas offense right now, you're going to have to take a loss to get anyone on that offense.
Except
If
Tony
you're
Pollard.
except Tony Pollard, yeah. Um But like, Minnesota right now it's a pretty hot offense. Good luck
Mhm.
buying Josh Dobbs right now. Like that window's over. So you look for these buy windows right now, and I really think I think the Rams offense has a really, really strong chance of a return on investment. You have McVay there, Stafford. Stafford's all you. He's proven that he's pretty good. They're coming off the bye.
Mhm.
I think they're going to light Seattle up. To be honest with you, Seattle they had a pretty poor game against Washington defensively at home. We watched the Rams already beat them in week 1. That was kind of a surprise for some people, and I just think at the end of the day, McVay is a bad coaching matchup for Pete Carroll. And this is a Rams team that's desperate. They need to win
Mhm.
this. If they lose this game, their season's over. And yeah, I think they're going to light Seattle up.
Wow. What do you take about Seattle's wide receiver core right now? What are we? DK Metcalf is wide receiver 34, and it's not he can't catch a touchdown to save his life.
Yeah, we the last time we were on, I know it's a couple weeks ago, but we kind of foreshadowed Seattle as an offense that we want to sell. At
Mhm.
this point, their schedule is getting very, very difficult. I think this is their last kind of like plus game that you could have forecasted against Washington. Their closing schedule is very difficult. Uh, Not only that, they've been banged up on the O line all year. Um, and it seems like the wide receivers are all kind of like alternating weeks here. You have JSN trying to get integrated here. Lockett. I mean, it doesn't matter what quarterback it is. It seems like whatever quarterback targets Tyler Lockett has a perfect passer rating. Um, and then you have DK, who, as much as we think of him kind of like as a core dynasty wide receiver or a core redraft guy, he's usually top 4 rounds. He does have a bit of feast or famine to him a little bit, where for better or worse, Seattle sometimes tries to use him as a decoy, and that
Mhm.
sucks for us as fantasy players. We get that they're trying to win games, but I think DK's perception is probably higher than his real value. Um, that being said, you look at their matchups, ROS. I don't know if that's someone that I'm looking to buy. I'm looking more to sell. I'd rather try to sell DK for Cooper Kupp right now.
Yeah.
Which is I think given Cooper Kupp's last couple games and just how the market is on the Rams in general, I think that's a trade that you could probably make fairly easily right now. What up, Jared?
Hello. Hello. And when Kyron comes back, you think it's we'll get some good usage out of him?
I think that's going to be a bit of a trickier situation there where it's just like he was only supposed to be out a week and then it turned into an IR stint. So when that typically happens, I'm a little risk averse there. But yeah, no, I mean, when you look at how he's produced in that offense, it's hard to not want to take him. Probably want to buy him this week versus next week, try to get ahead of the ball there, but not everybody has depth like that.
All righty. Let's move on to a little segment we're calling Ditch'ems. These are trade targets that you want to trade away, and maybe even, if you think, maybe take a little loss. My first one, I'll kick it off here, is a man in New York, former top 10 pick, Saquon Barkley. Get him off my teams.
Good luck.
I will take Kyron Williams.
I don't know if I go that far. Saquon's got technically a favorable schedule here. So like the schedule isn't the bigger question here. The bigger question here is how are the Giants going to play this? Because I think for my money, and the odds are that they have the inside track to the 101 pick. They can take Drake May or Caleb Williams. They could take Marvin Harrison Jr. at the number. I don't know why they would. I would happily take one of those quarterbacks and get Daniel Jones the hell out of there. But
after paying all that money and didn't pay Saquon,
they're used to do it. They did that with Odell. History repeats. So dumb.
Yeah.
Mind blowing that they didn't sell everybody off, but that's a story for another day. So right now they are 2-8. Carolina's 1-8. That means Carolina technically is in line for the 101, but they don't own their number one pick. Chicago owns it. So what does that mean? Why do they have the inside track? Well, Carolina doesn't own their number one pick. So when we get into these later weeks, when it's ugly teams playing ugly teams or teams benching their guys for the playoffs, Carolina has no incentive to lose. They're going to try to win. They're going to try to build on things. They already have their quarterback in Bryce Young, for better or worse. Frank Reich's got to show something good towards the end of the year. I think Carolina probably gets a couple wins. And I think the Giants, they're in strong position to continue losing. They have to stay ahead of New England. They have to stay ahead of the other teams that are we are going to see them tank to close out the year. So that leads us, how much is Saquon going to be used? He is still kind of dealing with the ankle injury. That we see that report kind of drop this week. I think that's going to kind of start to be we're starting to see the seeds start to be planted here, where it's like, oh, we're gonna bench this guy the rest of the year. We're gonna save him for next year.
Yeah.
Now, what's the problem with that though? Saquon has incentives he's trying to chase.
That's
because
true.
they didn't want to pay him his money.
Pay me my money. Where my money?
Funnily enough, can you, off the top of your head, can you tell me how many points Tommy DeVito had last week?
9.
It's going to 17.
17.
He was close to 17.5 points last week, which they're all garbage time points. I mean,
should have started him over Trevor Lawrence.
Should have started him over.
Jesus fuck.
That would have been a fun segment. Who scored more points last week? Tommy DeVito or Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence.
Fuck. But yeah, so I do see that there are run defenses that are exploitable, and the Giants definitely are going to lean on the run game there. I'm not. Yeah, the time to sell Saquon was right when Dimes tore his knee up.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the good news is you get Andrew Thomas back, and on his own, he was able to clear a runway for Saquon. So I don't think it's a lost cause. He'll probably get all the touches he can handle. But you just got to hope that they don't bench him. But with how depleted their roster is, I don't even think Saquon getting 30 touches a game is going to win them a game. So no, I wouldn't trade him for Kyron.
No?
Nah.
What about Jaylen Warren?
I don't mind selling high if I'm getting an RB1 return there. They have a really tough matchup here against Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tomlin naming him the starter is just kind of like whatever. They're using both him and
Yeah.
Najee pretty equally. So that's kind of nominal to me. I'm selling anyone, all Raiders. If they're a Raider, I'm getting rid of them because they don't get to play the Giants and Jets every week. And I'm here to tell you, Aiden O'Connell ain't that good. I think they're going on the road this week to Miami. I think this fun story of getting rid of McDaniels and putting Antonio Pierce, who seems to get it. He seems to get it. Whatever it is, some guys get certain cultures, and I think he gets it. More power to him. But I think this kind of like air quote fairy tale is going to come crashing to a halt in Miami this week. I don't think Aiden O'Connell's very good. I don't think he showed very well in that Jets game. And I think Miami doesn't have a quarterback or offense that's going to continuously give them the ball back in plus territory.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Not a fact.
Devontae, Jacoby Myers, Josh Jacobs. I'm selling all of any one of them that I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, other guys are just kind of like obvious, like a Chuba Hubbard. You probably want to sell him as long as he's the starter. It's only a matter of time probably before they flip-flop back to Miles Sanders.
Foreman
is a big sell for me. But if I'm contending, I don't mind keeping him. I do think, with Fields is slated to come back this week. Given that he's coming off a thumb injury, I'd imagine that they're going to limit the amount of throws that he makes. Yeah. Those are kind of the guys. I guess if you want to sell high on Dallas, I wouldn't say no to that as well. I think this is probably going to be the high water mark for Dallas. They do kind of have plus matchups to kind of close out the year, though. So
they really do.
You'd have to get an overpay there.
Yeah.
I mean, their closing schedule.
It's tits.
Carolina, Washington, Seattle. They have Washington at home, Seattle at home, Philly at home, 3 straight weeks of home games. Massive advantage. Philly hasn't really been a good defense. They're in Buffalo, which is kind of tough, but Buffalo's defense hasn't really scared you. Then they're in Miami. That's kind of a tough 2 weeks of travel. And then you have Detroit at home. And given what the Chargers did, you got to be happy about that. Should be taking the over on that game.
Mm-hmm. If you're new or coming back, smash that like, smash that subscribe. It goes a lot further than you think. What's up, Nicholas? How we doing? How we feeling? How we living? Am I starting Dak or Kyler Murray this week? When is Dak going to stop throwing all these red zone touchdowns? This has been crazy. If anyone remembers about 3-4 weeks ago, Dak. We talked about Dak and how he was going to explode, and he did.
Hit the guy. Hit the fucking guy.
Hit it.
Hit the fucking guy.
Okay. All right.
This yeah. This is my biggest shout of the year.
So I think that should give you your answer. I would start Dak this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to kind of not roll Dak. Kyler, Arizona has, who the fuck does Arizona have? I just had it. I thought Kyler looked good, and I'm not surprised given what we saw Dobbs doing that
Mhm.
in that offense. You got to feel good about that. Oh, he has Houston. Yeah, I'm rolling Dak. They're
Yeah,
both
for sure.
they're both road games. Um, yeah, no, it's you can't not roll Dak here, man.
And
I
what
mean,
kind of stadium does Dak play in?
a warm one. They're indoors in Dallas.
I'm pretty sure they're in a dome.
Are they? They have to be with that fucking giant mile-long TV screen, right?
I'm almost positive, and like that's whose number one thing to talk about during fantasy playoffs.
Warm weather and domes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Let's get this one up a little bit.
But yeah, no, I definitely go with you got to ride the hot hand there. And Carolina, I mean, I don't know. You look at the lines and like Vegas has it as a trap game for Dallas, but what has Bryce Young put on tape that makes you think he's not going to get absolutely demolished by the Dallas defense? So they don't have any weapons. I don't think their O line has anything for Micah Parsons. And I think Houston, you have D'Amico Ryans in Houston, who's very familiar with Kyler's game from San Francisco. He is game plannable, so I'd rather roll Dak to be
Mhm.
safe. Good question though. It's a fair question.
Yeah,
And I've
100%.
been really low on Kyler, and I was very impressed with how he played this past week. Outside of the the interception looked like so it looked like zone coverage, and I think it was McBride that went across. He didn't sit in the zone. He kind of just kept running the route, and Kyler thought he was going to sit through it right to the linebacker. That was kind of the only glaring mistake that I saw.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next segment. One of the best segments for this week, potential league winners, right? These are guys that you're going to probably be picking up or trading for, picking up off the waiver wire or trading for that haven't really surmounted too much as of yet, but have the potential to surmount to a lot. And I'll kick us off once again with my man playing on Thursday Night Football, Keaton Mitchell, baby.
Holy sh! Not the name that I thought was coming up, but yeah, no, I mean he looked good. I was very tepid about him. I wasn't very much on the you need to go to waivers and get him. Um, you know, shout out to everybody who threw waivers on him and got him. He looks pretty good, and he's looked much better than anything Justice Hill has done.
Yeah.
Justice Hill's looked terrible. So, and he definitely looks. Gus Edwards is still going to get his carries. He's still going to get 12 to 15, but he's more of a in between the tackles guy. Keaton Mitchell has a bit more wiggle and explosion to his game. So that's a good shout there. Yeah, yeah. For me, I mean, is it too obvious to say the Pastronaut?
The Pastronaut?
Yeah, that's you don't know who the Pastronaut is?
No.
The Pastronaut.
Bro, I don't know. I was in Mexico.
It's Josh Dobbs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Fun fact to date, he has 0.1 more fantasy points than the
Patrick
one
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. Absolutely crazy.
What's up, AJ?
What up, AJ? I was very reticent about Dobbs. I thought it was a Cinderella story that would end right up until he got traded. When he got traded to Minnesota was when I was like, oh shit, let me start trying to buy him. And now I don't think you could get him for less than a late first round dynasty pick,
That's
or
crazy.
you have to trade actual capital for him right
Mhm.
now. Yeah, no, he's I just crazy. It's just crazy. I don't know if this makes Kirk Cousins look good or bad, where it's just like maybe anyone could just enter the Shanahan system and play well, but you got to give him credit. And it's his legs that are the true separator where he's just doing he's extending plays and he's giving those wide receivers that
Mhm.
extra second to get open. And uh, you know,
Well,
let's see what this looks like when Jefferson gets
yeah,
back. I can't wait. I
exactly.
mean, holy shit.
Exactly.
What the hell is going to happen here? TJ Hawkinson is now like the number tight end 1.
Yeah,
Like,
he is.
so it's been a crazy week.
At tight end for league winners, I got the man who just got a quarterback.
Trey McBride.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I like McBride. He's looked really good.
And his usage is off the fucking charts.
Yeah. That's a defense that they're probably going to be behind for the most part. And it looks, especially where you have their OC Dave Petzing coming over from Cleveland, coming over from the Stefanski system, who's a derivative of Kubiak. And that's it's a long-winded way of saying it comes from a system that emphasizes tight ends getting the ball, making easy decisions, easy completions, get the ball out of Kyler's hand. And I think that's something that's going to continue. He's a matchup nightmare. I mean, he's a big, athletic, 6'5" dude. He might be the next Zach Ertz, a more athletic Zach Ertz.
I mean, and Zach Ertz had a year to teach him.
Yeah, maybe. I think is it too much of a hot take to say Najee? I think Najee, you could buy him for literally nothing right now, and he's got back-to-back pretty strong weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's ramping up.
He's the last 3 weeks he's finished double digit. 4 weeks, last 4 weeks he's finished double digits. 3 out of the 4 weeks he's been above 15 points. He's got Cleveland, Cincinnati, Arizona, New England, Indy, Cincinnati, Seattle. It's a pretty cake schedule, I would say.
AJ, semantics, okay? Semantics.
I mean, they're both RB 1.5s down there. They're both RB 1.5s. What did he get? He got 16 carries. What did Warren get?
I think 11?
15. Najee got 16. Warren got 15. They split it nearly right down the middle. Warren had 51% of snaps and Najee had 51% of snaps. So call whoever you want the starter. They're both playing 50% of the fucking snaps.
Yeah.
I don't care who the fucking starter is. They're both playing 50% of the snaps. And it's pretty clear they're not going to have Pickett throw the fucking ball down there, which is probably a smart move.
I have a wide receiver that has been heating up as of late. He is currently
Juju?
Wide receiver 24. He plays on a team that got blown out by the Miami Dolphins earlier this year.
Cortland Sutton.
He is playing, let's see. So after Minnesota, who he plays this week on Monday Night Football, plays Cleveland, minus matchup. Houston, medium matchup. Then he has Chargers, Lions, Patriots, and Chargers.
You think Cleveland's a minus? I don't think Cleveland's I think Cleveland's a neutral matchup moving forward because they're not going to be able to move the fucking ball. They're good for at minimum one red zone, they turn the ball over and you're immediately in the red zone per game now. Whether it's Dorian Thompson, Robinson, or fucking PJ fucking Walker.
Well, this week it's DTR.
Jesus Christ. Pittsburgh's going to eat him for lunch.
Yeah, it's not.
The only problem with that is that Cleveland can eat Pickett for lunch as well. It's kind of funny. Gibbs isn't a sleeper. I think Gibbs is a must start at this point. So I think this is mostly just sleepers that we're trying to uncover, right?
Yeah. Well, league winners, we're not.
Yeah, I mean Gibbs. If you have Gibbs, you don't get rid of him.
Yeah. What's up, Nino Pena? How we doing? How we feeling? How we living? Would you trade away Diggs and Bijan for AJ Brown and Ramondre?
Would I trade away Diggs and Bijan for no?
Yeah, I agree.
No, I think with this OC change, I think Diggs is about to like break the targets record for the
I
rest of
think
the
so
year.
too.
I think he's about to get all the targets, like all of them. Like I'm talking like throw him the ball or you're fired. I think that's basically what Sean McDermott said. Throw to Diggs or you're fired.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the disparity between Bijan and Ramondre is just way too big for me. And I think, granted, AJ Brown's been, probably the best receiver in the league up until this point. That leads me closer to making him close. Look, I'm not selling him, but I'm saying he's closer to a sell than a buy. Regression happens in a league. Defenses adjust. And I think in this bye week, we're going to see, Philly kind of go more to a spreading the ball around. Granted, Goddard got hurt a bit there,
Mm-hmm.
but I think we're going to start seeing defenses, especially with Kansas City. I think Kansas City is going to do everything possible to take AJ Brown out of the game. And I think that's what defenses are going to do moving forward. They're going to say, beat us with somebody else.
That's so funny you bring up Kansas City because guess what time it is? He scored a
Mahomes time?
touchdown the week before the bye.
Rashee Rice? McKinnon?
Yes, it is McKinnon
Ah,
time, baby. Late season McKinnon, especially with their schedule coming up. They got Philly. I see them passing the ball a little more. And
okay.
then they got Vegas, Green Bay, Buffalo, New England, Las Vegas, and then Cincy. So, Pacheco is there, but man, they do have a shortage of receivers, and McKinnon is a great veteran receiving back. So make sure if he's on your waiver wire to snag him and stash him.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, Kansas City's closing schedule is pretty strong. Definitely favors Mahomes and Kelsey. And look, I'll hear you. I mean, once is an accident, twice is a coincidence. If McKinnon does it again, it's not a surprise anymore. So I think for his price point, I think it's a fair gamble to take. Would you trade Saquon for him?
No, I don't think so. That's where I draw the line.
All right, would you trade Saquon, redraft your, let's say you're like 7-3.
Mm-hmm.
Would you trade Saquon for Kyron and McKinnon?
Yeah. Yeah, I already said I would
Wow.
trade Saquon for Kyron alone.
No, I didn't believe you. All right.
You got any more? No, that's it. Just one?
Just one? Elijah Moore.
All right. I digress.
I kind of said the Rams. The Rams are my biggest one, and I think probably I feel like it's fairly obvious. But I'll say it anyway. I'd say Javonte. Javonte seems to completely have taken over Denver's backfield. Whether it's
This
he
may
got
be the last
healthy,
chance to be able to buy Javonte this week before the game.
whether it's he got healthy or Sean Payton just fucking, I don't know, figured out that he's the best. Stop fucking around with Jaleel fucking McLaughlin. Like, whoa, hey, I got a guy back here I could give it to 30 times and like just control the clock and
Yeah.
maybe just beat Kansas City and Buffalo in back-to-back weeks. Like, oh, that seems to make I mean, it seems like it seems like fucking Sean Payton put on like the Russ rookie tape from Seattle. And it's like, how the fuck did Seattle win with this fucking guy? It's like, oh, we handed it off to Marshawn Lynch 30 fucking times a game. And it's like, well, I don't have anyone like that. Actually,
you do.
But yeah. And I mean, I feel like Russ might be a speculative ad.
So we got Thursday night football coming out. We got the Ravens playing the Bengals, an AFC North matchup of the ages. A great offense against a great offense against a great defense and a mid defense that's been kind of great. Been okay. Who you got? Who you got Thursday night?
To win the game?
Yeah, Bengals.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
100%.
I got Cincy too.
I think the Bengals need it more,
Yeah.
and I think the Ravens are just a team that's due for regression here. They're coming off a really bad loss. Short week. I know Cincinnati's coming off a fairly, a last-second loss as well, but they shouldn't even have been in that game. They got lucky that Stroud threw that pick.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that was on the road. Baltimore was at home. I don't know. I just think Cincinnati's more desperate here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Cincinnati ekes this one out. Pending a big if here is Trey Hendrickson okay? If he's compromised, that could be a big problem
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yeah, he's a
But
huge part of
yeah,
that defense.
I think I'm rolling Cincy there on the road.
Same.
But I get the feeling this is going to be a bad fantasy game though, like bad fantasy points. This feels
I mean,
like schedule makers kind of like messed up Baltimore, man, where it's like, hey, we're going to give you Cleveland, which no matter what, that's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a
mhm.
hard game. I mean, Deshaun Watson's out for the year now, got bodies flying everywhere. And it's like, oh yeah, just, you're going to have another AFC North matchup 3 days later.
Mhm.
No big deal. You get to stay at home though.
Good for you.
Quick segue. How many games do you think Draymond Green was suspended?
I already know.
Oh, got it. I don't know if you saw it.
Um,
I thought it was going to be more. I think it should have been more.
yeah, Gobert's a bitch. Anyways, let's move on.
Go Birds.
Crystal ball. The crystal ball this week is, where do you have Josh Dobbs in 2024?
Wow. Um,
Is he backing up Deshaun Watson as the most injury prone quarterback of 2023? Just like Mike White is in Miami?
man. I think he'll be a starter. That's
Really?
like I think he'll be a starter somewhere. Week 1, he will be a week 1 starter. Now, whether that team also drafted a first round rookie quarterback, I don't know. What if Aaron Rodgers comes back and rips his Achilles in mid-December because he's a bleeping moron? Could be the quarterback of the Jets. All right. Josh Dobbs will be the New England Patriots starting quarterback next year.
That's good. I like that. I like
He'll be
that. And I think that
with
means
Bo Nix backing him up.
Bo Nix backing him up. Yeah. All right. And I
On
think
the
that leads us.
AJ has him on the fucking couch.
Yeah.
Put the gun down.
I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, David.
It seems that envy is my sin.
No, what's in the box?
Not till you give me the
What's in
gun.
the fucking box?
Give me the gun.
Seems like Josh Dobbs is in the fucking box.
In Dynasty, yeah. Definitely would take that. Wow, we got AJ is a Dobbs hater. Write that one down. That's crazy. Josh Dobbs is going to be the Raiders starting quarterback next year. You watch your mouth.
He's going to be a starting quarterback.
I think he'll be one of the 32 in week 1. I'm not saying he's going to finish the year. He's going to get a whole season.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, what if he wins a playoff game for Minnesota? He'll be back there.
Well, I mean, I don't think they let him go personally. And I don't think Kirk Cousins ready by week 1.
No, I think Cousins will be ready, but I don't know if Cousins is going back to Minnesota. I mean, hell, there's half the league would kill for him right now. I mean, you'd give up both testicles for him to be the Jets starting quarterback right now.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
know.
maybe one.
Yeah, I don't know why the Jets didn't go after him. That would have been cool.
A 7th round pick. That's all it took. And we still have fucking BYU boy. Joe Douglas is gonna get fired for that shit. I don't give a shit. Fuck him. Fuck him.
Yeah. Who you got for the box?
Mostert. If I still can. Probably can't with Achane coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Christian Kirk. Odell. Odell's definitely. hey, he scored a touchdown. Take him. I think Rashad White is probably another guy that I'm probably putting in the box. Probably
You think
selling
so?
the pop a little bit. I think he could still produce, but I think we're closer to a peak than we are than the norm here.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm trying to win a championship, I don't mind sending off Brees. I think people still have him valued as a top 5 running back right now, and I don't know how you can do that conceivably when his line sucks. He doesn't have a quarterback, and teams are just loading up the box against him. That's, they can load up the box when you have Elijah Vera Tucker, when you have Mekhi Becton playing like how we think Mekhi Becton should play.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad line, and they're going to continue to load the box against him. So it's going to be a little hard. You're hoping, much like with Achane, you're hoping he rips off an 80-yard touchdown, because if not, it's going to be a 13 carry for 39-yard day.
Yeah.
And that's just not going to win you championships. So Brees is someone I'm looking at. Basically, you're at the time of the year where, like, if you have name brand recognition on a offense that's in the 20s, you should make the hard decisions and sell them. The other guy is potentially Kamara. Kamara might be a sell for me, where it's just like that offense is going to take a nosedive if Carr's out. I don't know if Jameis is. I'm going to throw. He's more liable to throw it 50 yards down the field than he is to check it fucking down to Kamara.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Michael Carter got picked up by Arizona.
Oh yeah, you didn't know that?
I already said, guys, you should probably sell Seattle. Just looking at, forget names that you should sell. Look at offenses you should sell. Seattle, Cleveland. You should sell anyone on Cleveland right now, including Amari Cooper. Good luck, but Baltimore wide receivers might still be able to sell Zay. Tennessee's kind of come crashing down to earth a little bit. I'd probably try to sell Nuke if I could. But yeah, those, you want to look at who's in the bottom 20 and sell any name brands that you can there. Can't sell McLaurin for anything, so good luck with that.
I mean, I think he's still serviceable.
He's going to get you 10 points some way, somehow.
I mean, he is a top 20 wide receiver right now.
What happens when they start trying to lose games and he comes up with turf toe?
Again.
I'm trying to think who else is there. That's what I got for right now.
All right.
I'd probably sell Kyler on the pop if I'm trying to win.
Some Kyler?
Yeah. People are going to go bananas over it.
Bananas. bananas. And speaking of bananas, if you eat them, you probably not look like.
Oh, God. I'm going to have diarrhea again. It's okay. Ma'am, bathroom.
Oh, that's a big boy, isn't he?
Eat, Shit, and Die trade segment are trades that we talk about that people should not be offering. And they're bad. And they're very bad. And then there are some that aren't as bad, but some that are bad. And I'm going to start off with saying Aiden O'Connell, Zach Charbonnet, and Kadarius Toney for Deshaun Watson in Superflex Dynasty.
Yeah, no thanks. Eat shit and die. I got Kenny Pickett and Rashid Shaheed for a mid 24 first.
Okay. All right.
On a team where neither one of them would crack my starting lineup, by the way.
Let's see.
I got PJ Walker for 2024 fourth. No. I get PJ Walker.
And they get the first.
No. I get a fourth. They get PJ Walker. I get PJ Walker. They get my fourth. Still second.
I get Chuba Hubbard and a second round pick, and they get Matt Stafford and Ramondre Stevenson.
Jared has one.
My bad.
Ritter and a second for Dak.
Wait. Before the Heineke injury or after the Heineke injury? Jared, before or after? This is vital information because it makes it even
this
more.
week. This is this week. This is probably this week for sure.
Oh, after the Heineke? Oh, before.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes. I think we have the winner here. I mean, I have a pretty bad one, and it's in a league that, you know, we're all in, but I won't name names. What's up, the Smitty? How we doing? How we feeling? How we living? DK or Boyd this week? I mean, you gotta go DK.
Higgins is out, right? Is Higgins out or is he
not yet?
Questionable? Oof. Yeah, it's hard to go against DK there. Also, I'd rather, like, I don't want to live with, like, I played Tyler Boyd and I got 6 fucking points, and I don't want to live with that for the next 2 days until Sunday. Yeah, I'd go DK. Fuck it.
So I got a trade offer after we were kind of going back and forth, and we were pretty close, right? And then this person sent me, and this is actually the first time I sent the emojis of eat shit and die ever, because usually I don't. I try to work around it and try to figure something out. But he was going to send me Russell Wilson, Raheem Mostert, and Cortland Sutton, and I was going to send him Taylor Heineke, DK Metcalf, Cooper Kupp. You ready?
Oh, fuck.
You ready?
I was about to say, it sounds okay.
You ready?
Yeah. Bijan?
Yes.
I was like, it sounds good so far. And then it was, oh, that went to shit. Someone tried to send me a projected late first round pick for Josh Jacobs, Najee Harris, and Rashee Rice. It's like, oh yeah, how did I not take the rookie pick there?
I got proposed $100 fab for Keenan Allen. Pretty sure it was a joke though.
There's the Kenny Pickett for a first round pick trade that we witnessed.
Oh, I got another one. Single quarterback dynasty. Man, I got a lot of them this week. I get Jordan Love and a 2025 third round pick.
Oh, okay. That makes a difference.
For Dak Prescott.
Oh. They must have a kitten in heat as well.
He's definitely, for sure. And yeah, this is what they look like.
The best is wait, counter, bro.
Yeah.
what am I gonna counter?
Actually,
you could
I'll take
always
your
counter.
I'll take your third and fourth round pick in Jordan
Yeah,
Love. Dak
yeah.
Prescott.
Just add a fourth to it.
Yeah, then we're good.
Yeah. Puka or Tank Dell. Wow. Battle of the fourth round rookie draft picks.
Yeah.
Imagine if you took both of them in in a deep rookie draft right now. You're living large.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Puka's got Seattle, which is a plus matchup for receivers. Houston has Arizona, also basically a plus. Man, that's tough. I'm going Puka.
I'm rolling Puka as well.
Yeah, it's a tough call though, but I'm gonna roll Puka. Simply, you got the Rams coming off a bye, and I think Seattle's gonna get lit the fuck up.
So I think I'm going to end this show with a very bold statement. I think this rookie draft class has been the best in 5-6 years.
Irrespective of league, just the rookie class in general.
Just the rookie class in general. I mean, look, bro, it's like all around. You got CJ Stroud, right? Anthony Richardson was doing great until he got injured. You have Tank Dell, Puka. You have, let's see, Zay has been doing all right. Tight ends are even performing. Sam Laporta, Dalton Kincaid, Luke Musgrave. And I mean, we kind of saw that. And Michael Myers finally caught his first touchdown. And
Halloween's over, bro. You mean Michael Mayer?
Mayer, sorry. I knew I fucked that up. And let's see. And then running backs. I mean, Bijan, obviously. And, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Gibbs is popping off.
And let's see. Devon Achane. I mean, there's what? I mean, it happened.
Yeah, I don't think Achane's going to continue to average double digits per carry.
It doesn't matter.
I hear you. It's outperformed expectations for sure. That I'll agree with. And you have potentially the number one point getter in Richardson, who's out for the year. Bryce Young will get better once he has targets. I know it looks bad right now, but I mean, he has no one to throw to. Stroud's definitely outperformed. And then you have Levis, who is outperforming what I think a lot of us thought he could be. And he's coming off a tough week against Tampa, but I think people need to keep in mind that's not a good O-line he has. The guys that he's targeting aren't great. And I think Todd Bowles runs a sophisticated scheme that typically gives rookies problems. So I'm not surprised that he struggled, but we can at least see that, he does have the tools to light people up. He looked okay against Pittsburgh, which is a good, tough defense. I don't think it's crazy, but I don't know if I'm there yet. I'd have to do a little bit more pondering on it. My snap is probably not, but it could be number 2. It's much better than we thought it would be.
Yeah, dude, lights out.
If you think if you were in a startup draft, you could be set up because of that rookie draft for years if you hit on everybody. It's one of those where you could have hit everybody
in each round too.
Yeah, 100%.
And AJ saying T. Higgins to Carolina 2024.
It's conceivable. He went to Clemson. Carolina will have all the money in the world. Could happen. Maybe.
It could happen. So smash that like, smash that subscribe if you like what we do, because we like you. So come back next Wednesday for a little pre-Thanksgiving hang. And, y'all know what it is. Fantasy is life. You know it's a vibe. And come back and join our live. So we'll see y'all next week. Same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if we're lucky, JT will show us his tits. Peace and love, y'all.